When you understand the structure, then your questions will have a bigger context, and you'll know who to go to ask what. I often get questions like, how do I know if what I'm doing is ethical according to my regulatory board? Let's take that apart. Regulatory boards do not come up with ethics codes. Professional associations come up with ethics codes. So if you have a question about ethics, or if you want to challenge an ethical issue, you go to your board in your professional association. I would encourage you to join your associations and be an active member if you want to create change. The regulatory boards are there to voice the opinion of professionals in your discipline at the government level. So laws come down from legislators, they propose bills, they get passed, and then the regulatory boards come up with regulations related to your discipline. In some states, there's a medical board, there's a psychology board, and there may be, like in California, we have a composite board that basically is MFTs, social workers, and counselors, so they all sit on the same board. In some states, you're trying to collapse some of these boards and make the psychology board go into the composite board. But each group has their own interpretation. So if you're licensed by one board in a state, another discipline's board is not directly relevant to you. You need to go to your own board and follow your own board's regulations. Now, from ethical standards come guidelines. Ethical standards are general principles. Guidelines give you much more specifics, like record-keeping guidelines. Your state board might say you have to keep records. You have to do certain things in your records. Like in California, you have to sign your note every time you see somebody, date it, things like that. But your record-keeping guidelines for your profession would have a lot more detail for you to follow. They may very likely have something about telehealth and how you need to document for telehealth. You want to be compliant with whatever your state says you have to do. Some states say that the ethics of a discipline is also state law. So California did that. They adopted the American Psychological Association ethical code as state law. So my word to you is just be compliant with everything, okay? It's not that complicated. Now, competencies is a further definition of what we need to be doing. We have gone into developing competencies, and the training you're getting today is based on those competencies. And the group we've done that with is called CTIBS, the Coalition for Technology in Behavioral Science. We're at ctibs.org. We are there as an interdisciplinary group to say, okay, what do you really, really need to know across all these disciplines that will help you not only set up, but be successful in your practice and be legal and compliant with everything that you need to be. From competencies should come training, right? Training shouldn't be off in left field somewhere. It should be based on exactly what you need to know. And based on your training, then you should be delivering your services. Okay, so that's what's up above. I just thought you might want to appreciate how all that flows down to you.